sila ay nadadala doon sa mga false religions na ito or mga kulto. And secondly, once you join these false religions or cults, what is the first thing that you have to give up? Devotion to Mama Mary. They will immediately start to attack Our Lady. The number one tactic of all false religions at mga kulto is to make sure that a Catholic, is removed from the Mass. Because it is in the Mass where we receive the body and blood of Christ. At sabi ni Jesus, unless you eat and drink, you will not have eternal life. After Christ ascended into heaven, the church now became the number one enemy to fight because she is the prolongation of Christ. Why do you think, my dear brothers and sisters, wala yung mga tinatawag nating sacrilegious rites, yung mga Satanists, marami silang mga sacrilegious rites. But you don't find any of these sacrilegious rites against other religions. You only find the Black Mass. We only hear about sacrilegious desecrations of the Blessed Sacrament. It's because the devil knows that it is in the Catholic Church where Christ really resides, truly and really resides. That is why with Christ ascending to heaven and going back to the Father, the church becomes the number one enemy of the devil. Because whenever he sees isang Katoliko, immediately nakikita niya yung si Jesus. He sees Christ in us. After baptism, Christ dwells in us. We have that imprint, permanent imprint in our being. And the devil always sees that. That's why sabi ni Saint Teresa of Calcutta, the devil tempts us. His aim is death. Para patayin ang ating kaluluwa. Not so much you or I, para sa kanya, we are lesser beings. Wala siyang pakialam talaga sa atin. We are nothing in the eyes of the devil because he believes that he is superior because of his pride. It is about God or a hatred of God, kaya inaatake tayo. We have to remember that the only way that the devil can take his revenge against God is by destroying what he loves most, the soul of a human being. And therefore, the devil knows that God infinitely loves each soul, and he can hurt God infinitely if he destroys even one soul. And that is why the devil attacks us. Kaya tayo ay inatake ng demonyo. Okay? That is his reason. Now, the secret given by Our Lady of Lazaret Pomelany, in the year 1864, Lucifer with a large number of demons will be unloosed from hell. Okay, so that's more or less our centuries. Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich, the greatest visionary of the church, beatified by St. John Paul II, tells us, God himself had decreed this, and I was likewise told that the devil will be unchained 50 or 60 years before the year of Christ 2000. A certain number of demons are to be let loose much earlier than Lucifer. That's why there is so many, we may say, exorcists now being invited, by the bishops or priests invited to become exorcists. Now even Rome has asked that each bishop send the names of their exorcists because of there is now we may say, dumadami mga kaso ngayon of persons experiencing diabolical harassments. Kaya nga sabi ni St. John Bosco, he said that some of the most serious trials in the long history of the church would occur in the 20th, and it will become worse in the 21st century. And compared to what would still happen in the 21st century, all the suffering that had already occurred in the history of the church would be almost insignificant. That's why we have to be prepared. Something is coming, and you have to be prepared. I'm sure sa social media, nakikita sa social media pa lang nakikita nyo, no? That we are reaching a certain peak of evilness and sinfulness. That God's justice is about to be let loose for the sake of the future generations. Because we ourselves cannot anymore change itong mga, we may say, subcultures that are becoming more and more prevalent in our society. And meron siyang panaginip, and he saw this. According to him, the two means by which the church will be saved: devotion to Jesus in the most blessed sacrament and the devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary. That is why the number one tactic of all false religions at mga kulto is to make sure that a Catholic, okay, is removed from the Mass. If they want to remove a Catholic and make him a heretic, the first thing they do is they bring him to a fellowship. Kasi mas masaya doon. Their main objective is to remove the Mass from the person's life. Because it is in the Mass where we receive the body and blood of Christ. At sabi ni Jesus, unless you eat and drink, you will not have eternal life. And sadly, some Catholics, because they see the Mass more like yung kanilang batayan sa misa ay its entertainment value, agad-agad sila ay nadadala doon sa mga false religions na ito or mga kulto. And secondly, once you join these false religions or cults, what is the first thing that you have to give up? Devotion to Mama Mary. They will immediately start to attack Our Lady. That is a sign always of the diabolical. The sign of the diabolical. So the first challenge of spiritual warfare is to unmask the demonic, to be able to become aware kung saan siya. Where is he? Because he is acting in our lives but we are not aware of it. It's like you have stage 4 cancer and you don't understand saan nagagaling tong parang mahina na ako, parang I always feel sickly, but you don't know you have stage 4 cancer. It's just, so you don't know how to respond to this sickness. Two reasons why the devil will always try to remain hidden. First, that a person either will blame God for his sufferings, or if he is of little faith, he ceases to believe in a loving God. If you don't believe in the devil, then when he attacks you, you will always blame God. Then God will be, for you, not a compassionate and loving God. You will doubt his love and compassion. It's because you don't believe in the devil. So it's like may terorista ka sa loob ng tahanan ninyo, tapos inaatake ka, okay? Every night, okay, binubugbog ka, but you don't believe that there's a terrorist, so you tell your spouse, na, bakit binubugbog mo ako habang tulog ako? Okay? Okay, because you don't believe that there's a terrorist in the house. And second, a person is better conquered when he does not know that he is under attack. Almost all our cases, of course, especially those who get possessed, they usually they leave the protection of God. And they are not aware that when they leave the protection of God, there is a being made nilalang dyan sa ating paligid na hindi natin nakikita, na napakalakas, and he will fill in the vacuum that God has left. That means if I'm not protected by God, there is a being out there who is more powerful than me who will enter into my life automatically yan. When we leave God, Satan always enters the picture. Always, 100% yan. He is like isang pating nakakaamoy ng dugo. That's why when the young people leave the faith, the first thing that happens is that you will see a change in their behavior. Satan already starts to work on them. Even though they say they're atheists, actually, if you look at their lives, they're living lives that are found, okay, in the kingdom of Satan. Because the devil starts to work on them, because God is not anymore protecting them, because the Lord respects yung ating kalayaan. He will not force himself on us. Kapag ayaw ng isang tao sa kanya, he will back away. And his protection goes with him. Although, of course, God still protects him in some way, but the Lord will little by little allow the person to make him see and make him feel what it is to be without Him. Little by little, his life, yung taong ito, unti-unti magkakaroon ng pagbabago. And later on, little by little, you will see that little by little, his moral life, his spiritual life, his relational life, his mental life, biglang unti-unti nawawasak. Right? It is getting destroyed. And the second challenge of spiritual warfare is expelling the demonic in our lives. The four openings that I always discuss this para maging malinaw po sa atin, ano yung mga iba't ibang mga pintuan na binubuksan natin sa ating buhay, kaya nakakapasok ang demonyo and kaya niyang umatake sa atin sa paraan na talagang malubha. Of course, the first is sin. Halimbawa, isang taong makasalanan. If, for example, the person starts to sin, of course, the demons start to attach to him. And if he continues to sin, day in and day out, the demons start to become more and more in number who are attached to him. Kumakapit yan mga demonyo. Okay? That's why when we exorcise someone, we're not simply exorcising one demon, we're exorcising many, many demons, legion. But they have meron isang pinuno always. That is why we extract the name of the leader. Once we are able to get the name of the leader, then we expel the leader, sunod-sunod yung kanyang mga kasama. But if you notice, habang dumadami ang mga spirito na nakakapit sa isang tao, maybe by the time he reaches 60%, doon na napupusa yung obsession. Then 80% oppression, 100% napopossess na yung tao. Okay, the sad thing I had in my life as an exorcist, I've exorcised already 2 possessed priests. Okay. And one of these priests, he was living a sinful lifestyle. Outwardly, mukhang banal siya, but inwardly, he had this deep, dark secret. And within 10 years, he got possessed. I never thought that I would be exorcising a priest, but that is the reality. He lived a very sinful lifestyle that the demons had enough power to take over him. His body. Right? His body. So sin, he who commits sin is the devil, sabi nga natin kanina. Every sin causes more disorder sa ating laman. The more disorder we have in our concupiscence, in our body, the more the demons have more power over us. And every sin attracts more and more spirits, just as we see in infested homes. Bakit halimbawa yung isang tahanan o isang bahay ay nagiging haunted? Dahil napakaraming mga kasalanan na ginagawa dun sa bahay iyan. So within a certain period of time, later on the house becomes haunted. Okay? So ganoon rin yung tao. Every time you sin, spirits tend to attach to us. Okay? Every time we sin, and we don't go to confession, and we don't use the sacramentals, the spirits build up in number. Every sin allows demons to attach to the different faculties of man, and even though we confess, the spirits would tend still to remain. That's why we have to know how to pray prayers of deliverance, or what we call prayers of spiritual liberation. Okay? Because confession removes the diabolical bandage in the soul, sa ating kaluluwa, but kung ikaw ay napakatagal ka sa kasalanan, demons have attached to your body. Okay. Father, nung nag-confess ako, ang dami ko ng sakit, etc. Because the demons have attached to your body. So doon papasok yung the sacramental of exorcism, deliverance prayers, the use of the sacramentals. Because it delivers the body from the bondage to the devil. So the sacrament, because the sacramental of exorcism is connected with the sacrament of confession. A sacramental is always connected to a sacrament. Kaya nga, we call them mini sacraments. So after confession, to make sure that there are no more spirits attached to you, also in your body, in your emotions, etc., then use sacramentals and prayers of liberation. Halimbawa, sa isang tahanan, may matinding away sa loob ng bahay, immediately after, use holy water because if not, demons could have already been attracted. And the next fight, yung sunod na away, mas malala na yan. May gumagatong na dyan. So these are experiences in my 21 years as an exorcist when I do exorcism of houses, parishes, schools, convents. Every additional demon creates a strengthening stronghold in the faculties until they become addictions or vices. When a person has an addiction, we're not only talking about a mental problem. It is also a spiritual problem. Kaya nga, bakit napakarami mga addicts bumabalik na naman sa kanilang mga addictions? Because they deal with the spiritual dimension. Puro psychological dimension lamang. Ang tao, okay, we are made of body, soul, and spirit. We are not simply mind and body. Yan nakalimutan ng mga tao minsan. I remember a psychiatrist, one of my last cases, sabi niya, you know, Father, when I started to use prayer and to assist me in my practice, kung for example, 1 year, gumagaling yung taong may mental illness, ngayon parang 4 months lang, gumagaling na sila. So you see that we are not simply a body. Okay? We also have a soul and a spirit.